Welcome back, friend, to the Unto Purpose Over Paycheck podcast. Oof, that was a weird one. Welcome back, my friend. Welcome back. I am so grateful and honored that you are here with me, listening to me talk about this whole new transition that I've taken in my life. But it's become more than just now me telling my transition of life. It's basically now me coaching you in every aspect of your life. We've gone beyond this idea of me becoming an entrepreneur, moving into now a lot of the stuff that we're talking about here on this podcast is based on life changes. It's really about setting the stage for this new identity of you so that you can become everything that you have desired and have everything that you have desired. Get what you want without forcing it. I'll talk a little bit more about my masterclass coming up on the end of the show, but this is what this whole podcast is all about. All right. Today we're going to talk about clean desire versus desperation. Now, this one is one of the most important distinctions you'll ever learn if you want to build something meaningful without losing yourself. Because understand, I want you to pause and think about the times that you've done things and you've lost yourself in the process. I want you to think about the things that you did and you lost yourself. Because having a desire is healthy. Desire is human and desire is direction. But when we come from desperation changes our entire human signal. It changes the signal. So what does clean desire really feel like? A clean desire is grounded. It feels like this. I want this. I'm drawn to this. I feel called toward this. This matters to me. Those statements, there's energy in them. And there's that clean energy. It's not a panic energy. And also, there's a lot of movement with those statements. There's a lot of movement. But I'll tell you this, there is no survival feeling. Because a clean desire feels spacious in our body. It tells us that we're open and safe to receive what we want. I allow it to be in my space. That's what it says. Now, desperation feels different. Desperation will sound like this. I need this to work. If this doesn't happen, I'm behind. This has to fix something. I can't afford to fail. Those statements of desperation, they contract your nervous system. They speed up your thinking, they narrow your options, and they turn the desire that you want into this pressure. Now, why do we confuse these two? Because many people think intensity equals commitment. They believe this idea that if I'm not desperate, I don't care enough. But friend, desperation is not passion. It's fear wrapped around your desire. And because of that, fear is going to change how you show up. Sometimes it may get you thinking, but I really want this. Of course I feel urgency. If that's your thinking, you need to stop and gently ask yourself, is this urgency coming from an inspiration, or is it coming from a fear of what it means if it doesn't happen? That question will separate clean desire from identity threat. When we're coming from that kind of mode, our signal Remember, when we talk about a signal, we're talking about the energy, vibration, and frequency. When I think about a signal, I want you to think of like a radio station, how it's tuned in. So when we have this desperation, it's definitely going to weaken our signal. Because when you're desperate, you start over explaining, you start over functioning, you start over committing, you override your body, you grip your outcome tightly. Friend, think about this. You're going to hold more water in your hand, in the palm of your hand, if you just open it up and just let the water stay there. Because if you try to close and grip, you're basically going to have a few drops of water versus a little puddle in your hand. Because the more you grip it, the more it goes away, the more it disappears, the less water you're holding versus if I just open my palm or my hands and just allow the water to stay there, I'm going to have a lot more than if I try to grip it. Because the whole thing about that is the energy behind all of that movement of desperation becomes very unstable. And people will feel it. People will say, oh my gosh, he or she is very desperate. Because your signal is giving it out. You're going to find yourself begging for what you want. The universe will definitely feel it. Remember, the universe works in a different capacity. You don't even speak it. All you have to feel it. And the universe is like, oh goodness. He or she is desperate. So we're going to delay the process. Because their nervous system is not open. Their nervous system is not safe and secure to having what they want. There's no space in there. They've got this so grip on it. That's how it works, friends. The universe will give you what you want, but if you put a grip on it from desperation, the universe will delay. And it will delay. Let me say that again. It will delay, but we will think we're not receiving it. It's just delayed. Opportunities can fill it. Opportunities can fill it. And your own nervous system will definitely fill it. So what we want clean desire because it is stronger than desperation. Clean desire moves from stability. Clean desire will say, I want this and I will move toward it. But it will not say this. I need this to validate me. A clean desire allows space for process. Whereas its counterpartner, desperation, it will demand immediate proof. All right, here's a practice for this week. I want you to notice when you're tighten around what you want. I want to notice where your breath shortens. And I want you to notice where your thinking speeds up. When you start to notice those, I want you to ask yourself this. What would it feel like to want this without needing it to fix me? That question. That's a clean desire approach. That's a clean desire approach. I like that I'm giving you some practices this week in this podcast to really help you start making some shift. But I really want you to make a bigger shift. And that's going to come through my masterclass on February 22nd at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, a one-day event. Because we're really going to talk about get what you want without forcing it. All of this week's podcasts are going to be aligned to what we're going to talk about on the 22nd of February. There are limited spots, friends, so you need to sign up and get in there before you miss this opportunity. Because we're going to talk about the mechanics of desperation and how your nervous system functions with that. You're going to learn how urgency quietly blocks your receiving. We're going to understand the difference between clean action and a panic action. And I'm going to help you and show you how to move toward what you want without gripping it. Because here's the thing, friend, you are allowed to want more, but you are not required to panic your way toward it. Your desire can be powerful and regulated at the same time. So if you're ready to pursue your desires from grounded power instead of this fear-driven urgency, this masterclass, this one-day event, February 22nd, 12 p.m. Eastern Time, it is for you. You can find all the information in my link tree. Click on the little icon that says get what you want without forcing it. Sign up for the class. Sign up for the class. You won't regret it. I promise you. You won't regret it. And I guarantee you will walk away with everything you're going to need to start making this shift, to start approaching all that you want from a clean desire and no longer from that desperation mode. You'll learn, guaranteed, how to start moving the things that have been delayed by the universe to start flowing into your life the way you want it. The way you want it. All right, friend. If this podcast is supporting you, please make sure to follow the show, leave a rating, write a quick review, share this episode with someone who needs it, because your support helps more people learn that they don't have to chase their future from fear. And that's easy by just sharing out this episode. All right. You can want deeply without ever becoming desperate for it. Let me say that again. You can want deeply without becoming desperate for it. All right, friend. Remember, you don't manifest what you want. You manifest who you are. As always, talk to you soon.